Hi guys, how you all doing? I hope you're doing great. Today I'm going to be talking about how I actually landed a job in Canada. I made a video, okay, talking about the job fair that actually got me a job in Canada. I never really went into detail on how I actually got the job. So today I'm going to be going into detail. So let's get into it. First thing I'd like to say is that whenever you see job fairs, whenever you see job fair announcements, do not take them lightly. Because I feel like one job fair might really be the game changer for you. You have no idea. You really don't know which opportunity is going to be the one for you. So do not take all these job fairs lightly. And when you see useful information about how to find job, don't just focus on the negatives. Oh, it's impossible to get a job. Oh, what if yada yada yada. Nope. Focus on putting in your best, because I feel like this is what really helped me. Sometime last year when Newfoundland and Labrador announced that they were going to hold, I think it was the very first job fair, that is virtual job fair, that was targeted towards Africans. It was all over the place, like everyone was talking about it, everyone. Then I had not even started creating content. Actually, then I wasn't even actively really trying to migrate to Canada. Okay, so but I saw it and I felt like, okay, let me give it a shot. Now I'm going to be talking about some things that I did. Of course, okay, this is from my experience, and it doesn't mean that every single person is going to have to use every single thing I say in this video to get a job. But I'm just going to be sharing based on my experience, because I know that a lot of you out there can pick a thing or two from what I did. The first thing I did was I was timely. Okay, when this information come up, you want to make sure that you get there right on time. Don't delay, don't procrastinate and wait until later. I was right on time with a lot of things. Number one is my resume. I was right on time with my resume. Okay, I was right on time with registration, because there was a point where the site actually got closed and you could no longer register. So bottom line, make sure that you are on time. When these opportunities come up, don't wait until it becomes saturated before you actually make a move. Okay, make sure you make a move immediately, because time can be the difference between you getting that job and your CV actually being lost in the crowd. Now, the second thing I'm going to say is I tailored my resume to a particular niche. Take, for example, you are a health worker and you previously worked as a secretary, or you have 2 years experience in between working as a health worker. What I would say is, if you are looking for jobs in the healthcare sector, prioritize, if even possible. You want to completely eliminate any other experience in your resume that sort of makes it difficult for your recruiter to decide or to decipher where you really stand in your career. Of course, I am very sure that there are specific situations that would require a different approach, but in most cases, speaking generally, you want to make sure that your resume is tailored specifically to the job that you're applying for, especially when applying through job fairs, because a lot of people will be dropping applications. A lot of people are going to be dropping their resumes and CVs and all of that. So you want to make sure that your resume for the specific job you are actually applying for is a very strong competition. Okay, you want to make sure that it's a very strong fit. And how can you do this? By making sure that your resume is tailored to that specific niche, okay? That specific job offer that you are applying for. So this is something that I did. I revamped my resume. Of course, I've had a lot of resumes for different job descriptions, for different job titles. But when I wanted to apply, I targeted one particular company. I targeted one particular niche. And I tailored my resume to that particular niche. And I feel like that was one of the things that helped me get a job. Another thing I did was I actually applied to an agency. Now, during this job fair, there were a lot of employers. And in the same way, there were actually also agencies, that is, intermediaries between employers and employees. So what I did was I got really blessed, honestly, because at the time I submitted my resume to this particular agency, they were recruiting for my role. They were recruiting for my job title. And good enough, I got a mail, I think a month later. Then after a few information sessions, I was invited for an interview and I did land a job. Of course, this list is not exhaustive, because I feel like there is so much more you can do to improve your chances of getting a job. But these are the key things that I feel like I specifically did that improved my chances of actually, getting hired by a Canadian employer. I wish you guys the very best. I hope that your dream to relocate to Canada really still comes to fruition, regardless of what's going on all around, regardless of the changes in, the policies. As long as you are focused, as long as your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. So put in your very best, okay? Make sure that you are working smart and not just working hard for nothing. Patience is key, because the time frame between when I actually did drop my resume to when I was employed to when I started applying for my work visa actually took about a year, even more than a year. So it's important that when you're applying, when you're putting up your resumes, be patient. And while you're waiting, still keep exploring other opportunities, because you're going to learn a lot on the journey. There's a lot of things that you're going to pick up along the way that would even strengthen your chances of getting other offers or even doing better in that particular job that you have gotten. Inform yourself, okay? Stay informed. Watch educational videos, watch informative videos like I share on my channel, okay? And if you have specific things that you would actually like me to talk about based on my experience, or if you have questions about this particular video about how I secured a job that you would specifically want to know, feel free to leave it in the comment section, okay? And I will get back to your questions. I also have a lot of useful links in the description box that can help you get your LinkedIn profile optimized to improve your chances of getting a job. How you can also get expert help with your resume, all in the description box. So feel free to check it out and get the needed help. Thank you guys for watching this video up until this point. And if you haven't subscribed already, why don't you subscribe to my channel, guys? Join this amazing family, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.